What do you do when you need some graphic design work done? Whether that's a logo, a business card, a postcard, some other marketing piece. How do you communicate with your graphic designer before and during the process to make sure that you're efficient, that you're on budget, that everything is going smoothly so you save time, you save money, and most importantly, you get the results that you're looking for? My name is Shauna Anderson New. I'm the president of Spitfire Advertising. We help our clients with their marketing, driving people from offline to online and achieving the goals that they're looking for. And part of that is graphic design. I've been a graphic designer for over 10 years, probably closer to 15 years now. Wow. And I had one of our viewers tell me that this is a problem that they have, and so they were asking if I would do a video on it. Here's 4 tips that you can use for your next design project. Tip number 1, talk to your graphic designer before you start the project. So this is in your planning stage. Ask them what the budget's going to be. Ask them what their time frame's going to be. That way you two are on the same page and everything is done on a realistic time and budget. Tip number 2, remember we're visual. All of our work is about visual. So we need to know visually. This will make it so you save time, save money, and get the piece that you want. Very important step. Visually, we want to know what you're thinking. So if you say, make it pop, that's said all the time. Give it the wow factor, again, another phrase said all the time. That to you could mean something totally different than it means to me. And I want to make sure I'm in alignment so I can give you what you're looking for. And the easiest way to do that is show visuals. So go on Google Images, go on Pinterest. If you're looking for a certain font style, then go to Dafont. You can put that font style in and send us a link of it. Anything that you find that you really like, show us the visual, send us the link to it. That helps us as well. You can also go on to Pixabay where you can look for free stock images. They don't have quite the selection that something like Shutterstock or Adobe Stock has. I suggest going over there if you want more variety, and those would be images that we would pay for to use in your design piece. Tip number 3 is a good designer is going to make your branding cohesive with what you currently have. Nothing drives me crazier than someone who says, design me some business cards. So I'll go on their website and I'll look at what they have, and so I can pull in the elements because you want it to be cohesive. You want when your recipient receives your business card and they go online and they look at your website to know this is the same company. Why would I design your website or your business card in, say, gray and orange when your branding colors and your website is a white background and navy and pink? It wouldn't go together. It's not cohesive. So make sure that you tell them you want this to be, this is pieces of your branding elements that you want to make sure you include. Always have your website be a great representation of what you want your branding to be. It's a great place for us graphic designers to go on and pull off inspiration, to see your look, to see your feel, to see how you are putting out in the world what your company is. And so when we're creating marketing pieces, we want to make sure that we're in alignment so everything is cohesive. A great way to do that is to have a marketing piece that you show us. So if you have, say, a brochure, a business card, something else that you're like, I love the way this looks. This is the look and feel that I'm going for. I like these elements and I want you to capture this into the design piece that you're creating now. Show that to us. And tip number 4 is don't micromanage the process. Because you're so close to it, sometimes it's really, really hard for you not to micromanage it. But I've had, luckily, very few clients who come to me and say, this is exactly what I want. This is your box. You have to go into this box and design just this. And as I'm designing it, it's so hard because I know I can improve it. I know I can make it better. But they have been so adamant that I can't have any creative liberty with this piece, that I design exactly what they have. And the whole time I'm like, you're holding me back. I could make this so much better for you. So don't micromanage the process. Give them the main details, the main concept, the main goals that you want to accomplish, and let them go. Let them make it the best that they can. I mean, after all, we do this day in and day out. You don't. You know what you like And that is what you tell us to do. You know your goal, and that is what you give us as the information, as what you want to achieve. But don't micromanage the process. And especially when you're so close to it, it's really hard to be objective. I know I struggle with that when I'm designing things for myself. Sometimes I can really overthink it, and I have to remove myself from it and say, okay, now if this was my client, what would I have them do? A great way to make sure you're not overthinking it is if you take that piece and you show it to, say, 3 to 5 people, and you get their input. And you give yourself a deadline that you have to respond back to the designer by this day and this time, and don't put it too far out, because the other thing too is we are working with so many different projects that, you know, it's starting fresh. And especially if it's been a long period of time, it makes it even harder to just jump back in because you were on a roll with it. So having that spacing makes it really difficult. And when you give your feedback, make sure that you are clear. I worked with a chef. He had a bunch of restaurants. It drove me crazy. He would always say, it's almost there. I don't know what it needs, but it's almost there. So go back and keep working on it. And I'm like, I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I don't know what you want me to do. So he spent a lot of time and money on me just tweaking things, showing different varieties. And ultimately, working with him was so frustrating. He was the only client I've ever fired. It didn't matter to me how much he paid me. If I hated doing his projects, every time I sat down, I knew that the outcome was gonna be, it's not quite there. It's almost. Now, Shauna, you have to understand, because he would say this to me all the time, Shauna, you have to understand that I have a chef's eye. So, you know, I like things a certain way. Well, tell me what that way is. Tell me some details. Tell me to tweak it. Tell me you want more white space. Oh, that's another one. When you're telling your graphic designer what you want, talk about white space. Think about the white space if you have a preference. I've had clients who say, I want it super clean and a lot of white space. And then I've had clients who say, it looks like there's something missing right here because there's too much white space. When my goal was for it not to be too cluttered and make it visually appealing to the eye. So communicate that as well. We'll give you what you want. We'll give you our recommendations of what we know works and doesn't work, but we also want to deliver a piece that you're happy with. Ultimately, it's a piece that you need to be proud of that you're putting out into the world. So when you're giving that feedback, make sure you say, I like the colors, but I want that orange to be a brighter orange. Or I like that font, but I want it to be a little more classier. I like the image you used, but you know, I wanted something that was more of a family, not just a couple. You know, something where it's really more specific than, I don't like the feeling of the card. I don't like that logo you used. Give us some direction, and that's going to help you save time, save money, and it's going to give you a postcard, logo, or whatever it is that we're working on that you are going to love and you're going to be proud of. So let's recap that real quick. The 4 things that you need to do when working with a graphic designer before and during the process. 1 is to plan in advance, talk to them, and know budget and timeframes. Number 2 is tell us visually, show us what you want done. Tell us your goals, show us the feelings you want, the colors, etc. Number 3 is show us marketing pieces, branding that you've done in the past. Make sure that you tell us if your website isn't something that you're proud of, that you want to put out in the world, and you want to have this marketing piece be cohesive with. Tell us what we need to do to make sure that your branding's in alignment is the key on that one. Number 4 is don't micromanage us. Be open to suggestion, and don't get analysis paralysis. That is the big one. So I gave you tips on how to do all of these things. I hope you enjoyed this. If there's anything I can do to help you with your graphic design projects, I would be more than happy to. I love designing. I love the creativity, as you've seen in all my videos. I love being creative. So this is one of my favorite parts of my job, is doing graphic design. If you found this helpful, share this out with some friends, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you are first to know about any videos that are coming out. And remember to smile. Why? Because happy looks good on you. Have a great day.